We live in a land paid for by blood, a country that was built up from sticks and mud. Our ancestors crossed 1,000 miles over the ocean, leaving behind a past that was negative emotion. When they first sighted land, they all jumped overboard and swam. They couldn't believe they were living in freedom. The government they once had didn't need them. It was tough during the first
You need to watch this if you've ever wished a true hero a happy birthday. Seriously, are you ready to celebrate the Queen herself? Let's go! Today we're rolling out the royal red carpet for Tiff, the Queen of CPS advocacy, and the only person who can make social work look this good. Tiff, you've spent another year fighting the good fight, making lives better, and somehow doing it all with grace, grit, and a little bit of sparkle. If there was a crown for compassion, you'd have it. If there were medals for advocacy, you'd need a whole trophy room. Today, we raise our cupcakes to you. So everyone, drop your best birthday emojis in the comments, and let's flood Tiff with love. Because queens like her deserve more than just a happy birthday. They deserve a chorus. Happy birthday, Tiff! Keep being legendary. And don't forget, no one rocks a tiara like you.
This one's called Happy Birthday! Today's July 2nd, and on this day God sent us a woman who studies the Constitution. She knows her rights. Take shit from no one. Fuck around and find out if you think you can take it. She's a person you need on your side. 30 cops came to her house, they walked away and cried. She stands on the Constitution, Bill of Rights. She holds authority to the fire. She has quite a bite. Happy birthday, Tiff. Fearless advocate, children saver. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to a selfless rights protector queen. Happy birthday. She is a force of her own. She is the queen. She fights CPS every day, makes caseworkers run away when she's in court. She's no different, she is the boss. It's our court, we are equal. She'll say, happy birthday, Tiff. Fearless advocate, children saver. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to a selfless rights protector queen. Happy birthday. She has been wise and wicked wise. Now Tiff and the Punisher, where her voice is loud. She should be proud. Her credentials are endless, record stupendous. She takes care of her family. Don't try and stand in her way.
Places of trouble. 7 men is singing a make need once.
All right. Well, what'd you think of that, Tiff?
That was nice. I like that. But you forgot one thing.
What's that? I can't.
To
What?
put the Punisher on there because his birthday's tomorrow.
Well, that's all right. Today's your birthday, so that's all that matters.
I loved it. Thank you.
I don't know where the hell we are.
I don't know either.
I'm trying to find us.
Okay.
I can't. We're lost. Hold on, everybody. We're coming. I don't know where the hell we are, though. Where the fuck did they put us? Oh, okay. Here we go. I found us now. There we are.
So
All
funny.
Right. There's Tiff, everybody. I got to check Facebook real quick. So happy birthday, Tiff.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. Let me check Facebook real quick. It's said if anybody wanted to come in here and embarrass you or whatever, that they could do that. So let's see if anybody has messaged yet. But you got a new book today.
I did. I love it.
It's
I left it in the room. Let me go grab it because I want to show it to everybody.
Yeah, grab it up. She got a new book today about the common law stuff, people. She's all about it. All about that common law. All right, cool. So, yeah. That was a lot of stress getting that stuff ready for her. I spent the last 3 hours doing that stuff. All of that for 2 minutes. Sounds familiar, doesn't it? All that work for 2 minutes. That's usually the way it goes, isn't it? Who's in the house today? Chris. Chris is in the house. Brenda's here. Brenda can come join us. Oh, yeah. Common Law Handbook. There it is.
It just came out.
Yeah, we'll have to be off tonight for that because Danielle is with Sylvia Beachy tonight at 8:30. So we'll have to be off at 8:30 because I want to air that. She's doing a whole interview with her and her Georgia story and stuff. So that'll be cool. But yeah, that was good. I don't even know what to say after that birthday intro. It was like I just was saying, it's like I did all that work for hours for like 3 minutes.
Wow, I love it. I'm gonna send it to my sister.
Mm-hmm. I wanted to get a hold of her and tell her to come on, but I didn't. If I called you and asked you for her number, I think you would figure that was weird. So I didn't.
And she's probably out to dinner because her birthday was on the 29th.
Definitely out to lunch. What's the book about? What's the book say?
Well, so far, because you know how my life gets with the kids around.
Mm-hmm.
Everything that we've been saying is all true, right? Like the everybody needs to call their juvenile and domestic courts and find out if they're a court of record. Because if they're not, then they can't put you in jail and they can't give you fines. And there's case law to back it up.
Well, you're supposed to go to a magistrate before you even go to jail. You know, like they say that stuff too is in the common law, right? Like before they even take you to jail, you're supposed to go to a magistrate and plead your case before they can even put you behind bars. That doesn't happen either. So how do we enforce this? Or you haven't gotten to that part of the book yet?
I haven't gotten that far, but I will tell you that everybody's doing it wrong, right? Like the sheriff is really supposed to be holding grand juries, or we are, not the prosecutors.
Right. And where are these peers? Who are these people at the grand jury? Is anybody even seen this? Right? Like where are this secret thing that goes on with the grand jury? You're not even
right.
You're supposed to be able to even go there. If you are a defendant in the case, you're supposed to be able to be present at that hearing. And we're not allowed. It's kind of like in CPS when they they substantiate you. You don't go to those hearings. You get found guilty of being a child abuser before you even go in front of anything. Like they've already labeled you, they've nailed you as a child abuser, and your name's in a record and everything else. Like for me, they found me guilty from the highest degree. I got an overnight package that came, and it just was all this paperwork. And I had no idea what this even was. You know, I'm like, what does this all mean? But they had, you know, locked, whatever that thing was, locked, whatever barrel. I was going to say that saying, but I forgot what it was. Lock, stock, and barrel. They had, you know, found me guilty automatically. Boom, there you are. You're guilty to the highest degree of abuse and neglect. And you're not even in front of anybody. You don't get a chance to argue yourself. You don't get to do anything. You know, so that's really, it's bullshit. It's not right. It's not right that they're able to do that. But like, where are these hearings? Where's the grand jury? Where do these people convene? I've never even heard of anybody going to a grand jury as a jury. You know, and that's how they find you. That's how they get their bonds. That's how you get that's how you get the true bills or the no true bill, which is really the way to start charging is what those things are. So when you get a true bill, that means one, it means that you've been founded to have enough evidence against you that you are going to be able to be found enough. You have a preponderance amount of evidence that you're guilty of something. But it also means that the government can start charging for your Social Security account for that money. That's what happens. That's why they call it a true bill. And it's a true bill to start billing. And then the no true bill means that they haven't found enough evidence, but it also means that you are not allowed to start billing for that person's money. So that's a little piece of straw man stuff for you. But that's what it's all about.
And
so,
oh, go ahead.
Oh, you go ahead. It's your birthday. You talk.
Okay. First of all, thank you, Danielle. Thank you, Sade. I love you too. Give all my grandbabies a kiss. So, and I've been telling people that the deputies that are in the courtroom, they're not there to protect the judge, right? Because that's what everybody thinks. No. Of course, they're not going to arrest the judge because they got to work with the judge, but they're there.
They don't do that. I know firsthand that when you tell the sheriff to arrest a judge for doing something wrong, it doesn't happen. It gets you faster way back to a place that you don't ever want to go. But they are supposed to, if they're violating the Constitution. That is what their job is there, to keep the peace and to make sure that your rights are not being violated by the judge, the prosecutor, CPS, the other lawyers. That's what they're supposed to be doing. But it says, unfortunately, we live in a world where they all drink from the same water fountain and they're not going to arrest their buddy. Right. Because you see them, they walk hand in hand together. I'm pretty sure that the bailiff puts the judge's pants on, for Christ's sakes. You know, there's a lot that goes on in that secret room. They run out together like their boyfriend and girlfriend. Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't surprise me.
I bet you if we ever walked back in that judge room and said, all rise, we'd see a surprise.
And it says, just courts, right?
Mm-hmm.
Of law rests upon 6 fundamental truths. And this is the truths. Truths are self-evident. All men are created equal. I keep preaching that.
Mm-hmm.
We are endowed, and then it says gifted by our Creator, whatever God you worship.
Yeah, he didn't gift me.
We have inalienable rights. To secure those rights, we have a right to institute governments, which is the Constitution. Governments that derive their just powers from consent of the people, wherein we ordain and establish the following. We, the people of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
We're the government.
Have you found anything in there yet about them taking our kids? No, because it doesn't exist. That wasn't even thought in their heads.
Well, here's the thing. The United States Supreme Court has already said that parents have a liberty interest in their children, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, children have an inherited right to be with their parents. And the fundamental values of our society states that parents, without government intervention or interference, can discipline, educate, control, and make medical and regular decisions for their children without CPS. I'm 55. Without government interference. But CPS and these judges and these lawyers believe that they're above the law. And it takes people like me to walk in a court and say, no, you're not. Not today. Not this one. No, you're not. My daughter's on here. She'll tell you, no, not going to roll with me. Because I don't play that.
So what do we do?
Everybody has to stand up and speak out. They just have to.
You heard noise. Dr. Death's having a hard time today. Dr. Death, what's going on, buddy? Whole family's falling apart, man. It's tough. That's tough, man. Shit happens from this stuff. He's not using that as a crayon, is he?
Sorry about that. We had a little touch tantrum a few minutes ago. See, my daughter says she sure doesn't. You.
For those of you that can lip read.
He's over here throwing toys.
Oh,
you better not. You better not.
She's gonna step out for a minute. Here, we'll take her off the screen just in case. Oh, hi. There we go. So, Dr. Death, having a tough day, man. CPS, this is what they do, man. They get in, they infiltrate your family. You know, and it might even be you have things that happen to you that don't even have anything to do with you, that you don't even know about. That you know, this is the cause. What CPS does when they come in, you know, like it's your fault, something happens. They get so much stress built up inside that, you know, everything's the big problem, everything's an issue, everything's your fault. It sucks, man. It really does. All right, she's back. Here she is. There she is. Hey, Tip.
I'm glad I ducked because I'd have had a dinosaur upside my head. Y'all would have seen that.
TX.
Yeah, Dr. Death, I got your text message. I hear they're trying to terminate your rights.
Cool. You know, Vinny and them got terminated. Vinny and his wife got terminated. I heard that today. So.
Wow. Thank you, Gunner.
Are they doing Dr. Death, both his wife and him, or just trying to do him?
Both of them.
Oh,
I don't understand why.
I mean, that's most of these cases. Why? You know, how come? It's got nothing to do with the kids, period. You know, like this is insane. It really is insane. I bet you half the people on here, if not more than that, don't even know why, still to this day, why they were GPR. Like, what the hell happened and how did it go so fast? I was explaining this yesterday. I don't remember, was it on our show when I was saying that? Yeah, when people get so wrapped up in, you know, what's going on with that situation, they get so wrapped up in, oh, well, this is going on at their foster care, or this is going on and they're doing this. And you can't do that because you lose your focus on what you're supposed to be paying attention to because you're so overwhelmed by it. And yeah, it sucks because your kid is, something's happening to them. So, but it's not going to go the way that you think it is. It's not going to be like because they're getting abused in foster care that they're going to come back home. And that's the way it should be, but that's not what happens. You know, if anything, like I say, it gets them further away because they're going to take them out of there and they're going to ship them to the next person or the next person. And that's bullshit. If, you know, like if there's any sort of discrepancies that go on in foster care, that should be an immediate fucking send them back home. Yeah, well, that's what they do. That's a fucking game. It's a goddamn game. The foster parents, I swear to God that they're all in on it. I'm watching this, friends of mine here that are going through this stuff, and it's like a textbook exactly what happened to my wife and I, where it went from the foster family doesn't want anything to do with the kids to 2 months go down the road and we can't be friends anymore. We can't talk, you know, like we shouldn't talk. They say we can't do this, we can't do that. To the kids don't want to have a visit and, you know, because of this and then that, and they're doing so great in foster care. and like they're thriving. They're thriving in foster care, and all this. But what the fuck do you expect them to do? They're little kids that have to survive. Like what are you supposed? They're going to piss these people off and get in trouble. They're scared to death. They're doing the best they can do. They have to do the best they can do so that they can survive. They don't have any. You figure that's hard enough for us as parents, but they don't have anybody. Like they just get thrown in with strangers. These little kids just thrown into this mix of strangers and expected to act right, to do the right thing, to this, that, and this. They have to conform, just for their own well-being, and for whatever, like because then they may end up getting in trouble or whatever. They don't know, and they don't even know these people who know that outcome. So it's like when you send your kid over to someone's house, and their parents like, oh man, Darren's he's a great little kid, isn't he? Ha ha ha. And your parents like, what the fuck kid did I send over? You know what I mean? You're like, what? Because you have to be on your best behavior because you don't know if you get in trouble what's going to happen. Until you test your waters with your parents, you don't know. So you know what happens, you know what doesn't. Some kids learn, some kids don't. But that's the way, and that's what your kids have to do, and it sucks. It sucks to hear your kids call them mom and dad. Like that should be outlawed. That should not ever happen when when they're in foster care and they're in these situations. They shouldn't be calling these kids mom and dad. I mean these parents mom and dad. Your mom and dad. Like that's it. They shouldn't. They're confusing these kids. Number one, and number two, it puts a burden of darkness on their heart, something severe, as a parent, to hear that, it's not right. It's definitely not right at all. And someone needs to put a stop to all this. And I guess that's us. That's what we're trying to do. That's right. I forget sometimes. We're the one. I always look for someone else to be out here to help us, but it's us. God damn it.
It's a long, lonely road, believe me. And no, Dr. Death, you do not have to do an affidavit. You have to have it served, though. So find a processor or a sheriff deputy. You have to serve it.
Yeah.
To this day,
mm-hmm.
when they terminated my rights, but Valerie cleared it up for me, right? Because she said they targeted your daughter. But like I said, I was good enough to raise Day, which is on here now.
Right.
Son, who's got the same birthday as you tomorrow, and my youngest daughter, but not her. Are you serious?
Right. Yeah. That's fine. You can do the rest of them, just not this one.
Right.
So
you can have them, but we're taking this one. And that's what they did.
Right, because you got enough. You have enough that we can take some, because we need some money here. That's exactly what that is. Exactly what it is. It's a way to get, and because we all know that it's no secret that this is all about money. Every bit of what they do is about the dollar. It's not about us. It's not about them. These fucking, the psychologists are in on it. The doctors are in on it. The substance abuse counselors are in on this stuff. Every one of these people are in on this.
The schools,
yep.
Daycare.
Yeah, the ones that didn't matter, John. The ones that don't matter. And he should have got bailed today. That's wrong that judge kept him in. Because he didn't get found guilty of the racketeering, and he didn't get found guilty of the ones that carried a life sentence. He only got 2 counts of traveling a prostitute or something like that, or transporting a prostitute or something over state lines. Like, oh, okay,
yeah.
So he didn't CCJEA. Come on, you're going to keep a man in jail for that? That's ridiculous. That's a precedent that's going to harm so many people, in the future. That, you know what I mean? Like, really. I mean, I don't call me crazy or whatever, but I mean, prostitution shouldn't even be illegal. I mean, that's the oldest way of making money in this country. Like, this country was founded on prostitution, for Christ's sakes. Like, that's how everybody made their money back in those days. It's a woman's right to do whatever a woman wants to do with their body, and that's my opinion. And if she wants to be a prostitute to make some money, then damn it, let her be a proud prostitute. Make, as long as they aren't spreading freaking AIDS and all that stuff, then you know what? If it's, then go for it.
If you watch the History Channel, all the forefathers were sleeping with prostitutes, even the married ones.
That's what I'm saying. That was a real thing. That was a founding thing. Like, that was a huge industry back in those days for women to make money. And you know what? They weren't, and you can read the stories and stuff like that, they weren't treated bad. Like, a lot of them had, regular customers that came. They treated them very well, actually. And they were treated well throughout the community, not to the wives, I guess. But, to everybody else, like they were they were big standing people in the community. They weren't considered trash and whores and all that stuff. To the women they were, but not to everybody else. Like they held positions of power. Like they were, if you were the what the hell is it? What do they call the lady that runs the brothel? The head lady. What's her name? No, not Mara. What's the head lady of a brothel called? Madam.
Oh, I don't know.
Right? Isn't she Madam if she's the head lady? Madam. I mean, these women were like very, very powerful in the community. But I guess that's probably because they had a lot to hold over on the dudes' heads that came in there too. So maybe that's why. Maybe they weren't.
If you want to be real about it, they said Mary Magdalene, I think that's her name in the Bible.
Mary Magdalene,
Jesus' wife.
Yeah.
She was a prostitute.
Yeah, she was. Yes, she was. Yep. Yep. Well, here's the thing, Dr. Death. We're all forced to stick to these. They're not even laws. The states can't make laws, but we all have to. If you can handle jail, go ahead and fight it. And that's the thing, is that we're all afraid of jail. If there wasn't severe punishments that went with some of these stupendous, I mean, you have people that are getting out of jail that have raped and tortured children, but yet if you have, a half pound of drugs on you, you're going to jail for life. Like, how does that happen? If you can be a pedophile and torture children and be out in 12 years, but you have a bunch of pot on you and you're going to go to jail for life. Like, how does that work? It makes no sense. I guess that's because all these other people are pedophiles too that are in our government. This is for education only too, by the way. But I guess that's part of it. That's our system is run by these pedophiles. That's why I think that there's so much leniency. And I can't believe that nobody listens to Allie Carter or listens to what she has to say, because she's telling people point blank that she's been there with the Bidens. She's been there with all of these people. And hopefully that this is there's people just can't. They're all throughout our system, and it needs to be weeded out, and that's what Trump's trying to do. And supposedly in the back stages of things, that's what all these arrests are for, that all these things are going to come out, and that this is really going on right now. I'll believe it when I see it, but I don't know. The Epstein stuff, all of that, all these people in power. I mean, what is it with the people in power wanting to touch little children? It's disgusting, first of all.
Because they know they can get away with it.
Man, this is just ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. And yet the people that care for their kids are just sitting here just getting stripped of their rights and whatever to bring their kids to these torturous places. I wish that someone, you keep saying that you wish someone would open their eyes, but their eyes have to be open, because if we know this, little old me knows this, then they have to know it too. They've got to. There's no way that Donald Trump and all of these people that are in power don't know this stuff. I mean, they're at the parties that these kids are at. Whether they turn their head to it or whatever, that's a different story. But, man.
Well, I've come to the conclusion, there's only two conclusions for me. Either they're part of it, or they really just don't care.
Yeah, because it's not that they don't know. I mean,
they know.
Right. There's plenty of all of us out here that are bitching and complaining and writing letters to the White House and the senators and the Congress people and the police departments and all this stuff that someone in a power position has to know. So it's got to be that they just don't care, or they're part of it. You're right. Those are two things you don't know. I think because you're finding all these judges are involved with these foster care homes, these adoption places. They're putting kids in these places just to make money. That's part of it. They're not doing it for the good of the kids. You can't do that, Dr. Death. It's got to be served by a third party.
You can't have it served by anybody in your family either. So, like a private processor, bail bondsmen will serve stuff too.
Mm-hmm.
You can send a friend, but it can't be a blood relative.
Right. What happens when he serves the color of law form to DHS?
It puts whoever you serve it on, doesn't matter who it is. It can be on anybody. It's warning them that you're in violation. You have to put your rights that they were violating on there. And then it warns them. And it's very big, bold letters. It says you will be sued under 42 USC for abuse of power. And then at the very bottom, it says cease and desist.
Do a lot of people follow through with it?
Well, I will tell you this. One guy could not get any help from the police whatsoever. I mean, he had video of this woman just throwing shit in his yard and yelling boom in the middle of the night, whatever. So you know what? I'm going to send you this color of law form. He fills it out. I said, now take it to the sheriff's department. The sheriff said, I've never served this on anybody outside of somebody in power. Are you sure this is what you want to do? And he was like, yes. She ran for 3 days. She wouldn't open the door, nothing for 3 days. They finally got her served. Once he got her served and she violated that, he then pressed charges on her, and now she's on probation and she's like 65.
She would drive by his house, throw stuff in his yard?
They're neighbors, right? She's white, they're black. He's got her on camera screaming boom, like she's gonna blow their house up, pulling weeds and purposely throwing them on his side. She called the cops because the wind was blowing one day and all of a sudden a piece of trash landed in her yard and all of a sudden it was their trash. I mean, she was a nuisance. I told him I'd have whooped her ass. It would have been over. I said, but I don't really, I don't endorse violence. I'm just telling you, I don't have the patience. So we went through all these steps. And finally, once he served her with the color of law form and she violated that color of law form, he took it right down to the magistrate and she issued a warrant for her arrest. She got a year's probation.
That's awesome. So it works and people follow it up.
It does work.
Mm-hmm. You can serve that on people too. They don't have to be just in government.
Right. Because it's an abuse of power. You have no more power than me. But since you want to abuse your power and violate my rights, this is what you're going to be served with. I told you when the county kept coming out here, I said, I'm about to serve y'all with the color of law form. Oh, whoa, Miss Wise, this is between you and him. I said, I'm going to serve him too. I mean, I know more problems.
I didn't realize it was that big of a thing. Because people put out the cease and desist and they mean nothing half the time.
But it's a color of law form first, right? Yeah. And it goes through everything that, it gives you your warning. This is your warning, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And then at the bottom, it says cease and desist.
Mm-hmm. So any one of your constitutional rights get violated, you can use the color of law.
Yes.
Any one of them.
Doesn't matter. But you have to know your rights.
Correct.
To put them on the paper.
Mm-hmm. So you got to know what they're doing to violate you. Right. So.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Lord. And, yes, John, you're absolutely right. You are right that they're stealing the innocence from the children. Yep. That's what it is, too. People don't realize this is spiritual warfare, man. This is spiritual warfare. This is real deal. As bad as it gets.
It's good versus evil, but I truly believe that good is going to win.
Well, I feel like if we need to do it, it needs to be now. We've got 2 more years. 2 more years left to take back this stuff. Because after that, you don't know who's going to come run this bus, right now we have the opportunity to do it. We have a president that's pretty much telling us to take this country back. Now, if we don't do this, if we don't take this country back, we're never going to get the shot that we have that it is right now. And people are sitting at home like, what is this? I love my mom, but she doesn't understand. She thinks this is it. She doesn't understand what's happening right now. I know what's happening with this war and all this. No, Donald Trump's trying to get this country back to the American people, and the elite are trying to do everything in their power to stop this from happening right now, including wars, all of this stuff. This is all they have to grasp onto before this thing collapses. Like, this is the end of their reign right now. And if we don't pick this up, it's just going to fall back into where it is. You know, this stuff about the reset and all that is true. It's real. It's really had this now, and it's up to us to carry on with this stuff. But we all got to grow a set and move forward with this. You know, like, we can't just keep talking about things. We have to do these things. Otherwise, this is just going to go all for naught. You know, and Donald, because no other president will do this again in our lifetime. No way. Because they're sitting there, they're gunning up right now already for that next election, for that next person to come in there and take this country back. Because we're too
I know it
weak.
won't be a Democrat.
You never know. You don't know. You don't
It'll
know.
probably be Vance. But this is the time. You're standing in the time where it is time to raise up, stand up,
Mhm.
and not sit down and shut up like they want you to do. This is the time. I have been lucky though. I mean, I've told plenty of judges how I felt about them, and I haven't, knock on wood, gone to jail. But
You have the right to do that. That's the thing. You have every right to do that. And
yeah, but I
going
get a
back-
little disrespectful though.
I can imagine that it's probably not all for kids under 18 here in the courtroom. But, you know, like, this is our time. This is it. Margaret, how are you? I love Margaret so much. Margaret's great. Margaret's been around since my Vince Davis days. She's a great woman. Well, happy birthday to your daughter, Margaret. I don't even fucking worry about the father. Yeah, I know. Well, I know that he's coming. He's coming, and he's pissed because if we don't stop them from taking these kids, it doesn't matter what anything else does. I've been told that. If we don't stop messing with the kids this way, God's coming here, and he's coming with vengeance.
And
I feel very happy.
I never thought about this until a couple weeks ago when I was going through the 154 cases that we're going to be doing in our seminars. The United States Supreme Court has said the child is not a mere creation of the state. So I looked up mere, right? And it's saying that the state is not the mother.
Mm-hmm.
The mother is the mother.
Mm-hmm.
So the state has no business interfering in personal affairs.
Right, but they get away with it because they say that we're abusing them. That's what they do. They say that that word neglect needs to go away, or needs to be solidified into what it really means. So, because they do say that if we harm these children, that we will be able to step in. I mean, there's a lot of things out there. And then on top of that, when you get married, that's one of the reasons that you automatically allow the states to step in, because in that marriage contract, you say that if you guys get divorced, that you're going to allow the state to, because you won't be able to, you'll have irreconcilable differences. This says that you allow the state to mediate your differences. This gives the state power to come in and manipulate what you do with your kids. A lot of people don't know that either. But that just by signing a marriage license, that happens. You've given the state power to come in and meddle in your affairs. So that's why just being married under God is a good thing to do, instead of going there and signing those papers in the town hall. Because really, what the hell is the difference? You know, it's supposed to be in marriage, it's supposed to be in front of God anyway, so it doesn't matter. I mean, what do you want, a tax break? Is that what you're trying? You know what I mean? Why you gotta go to the town hall and do this? You know,
You
you should do Tiffin the Punisher wedding services.
should be what?
You do Tiffin the Punisher wedding services.
Hey, we're both ordained ministers now.
Yeah, and we could do wedding services together. That'd be great. People could hire up from everywhere. We just do it right in front of God. We don't have to do it. You don't even have to give it to the town hall. Yep. Tiffin the Punisher weddings coming at you. As soon as I get down to Virginia. I mean, I don't know if we wear a little costume or something. I'd have to be the only one that wears a costume. But, yeah, that
You
would
are
be cool.
so funny.
T&P weddings. That'd be great.
But see, that's where we have to get like the word neglect. It's so vague. It's so open to interpretation that anything can be considered neglect, right? Abuse, they define it to a point, mental, emotional, physical.
But even that stuff is questionable and arguable because now what is like you can take more abuse than I can take. It's just like drinking, you know, it's like that thing. I could drink 12 beers, you could drink one and be clean. You know what I mean? I can drink 12 and I can stand up and be fine. Which one of us are going to be at point? Which one of us can drive? Like you'll be at .02, you can't drive. I could be at .26 and I can drive just fine, you know, stand up and everything. So that's just like that. Like you could take more mental abuse, I'm sure, than most, just like me, you know, like we can handle this stuff, someone else can't. So even there, you're like, well, because you yelled at your kid, now you're giving them mental abuse, but you're just, you know what I mean? Like that's so, but someone could easily say because you raise your voice to a child that you've given them mental abuse now. No, I'm just
See, the law needs to be the same for everybody, right? That includes kids, right? Because I remember my son came over here one day and he was talking to a cop. My son is just, I don't know. But anyway, he said, oh yeah, mother, I had this conversation with a police officer. I'm like, you what? Anyway, he goes, somebody can threaten to kill you in front of a police officer and there's nothing they can do. And I said, what do you mean? He said, the only way they can arrest you is if you have the means to carry out your threat, like a gun or a knife. Then they can arrest you. But just saying that, they can't do anything. So if you tell a child, I'm going to knock your fucking teeth out of your mouth the next time you talk back to me and somebody calls CPS, right? They'll say, you threatened to do bodily harm to this child. Okay. So if I threaten to kill you and I don't have the means to do it, I can't be arrested. So why are you at my door for something that I may or may not have said because somebody overheard something that I may or may not have said or interpreted it the wrong way? I'm not going to knock your teeth out, but you're not going to keep talking back to me either.
Right. There's a line of where discipline is acceptable, you know, and
right.
where it needs to be. Sorry, but some kids have a little bit more of a thick skull than others. They don't get it.
So I'm sure, Darren, you're not that much younger than me. I'm sure your mom has backhanded you quite a few times because I'm going to tell you, we got backhanded a lot.
Yeah. I've seen my dad, not so much my mom. She did it a couple of times. My dad was good at it, but my mom, she was actually the first one to slap me across the face, actually. My mother was, for saying shit. I can remember it too.
And my son, I slapped him so hard he thought I broke his jaw. He called me a bitch.
Oh yeah, you didn't do that. I never did that.
And when he was 9, he hit me in my face. And my exact words were, "Oh, you want to hit a bitch, do you?" So I punched him in his jaw. He was wearing suspenders. We were just talking about this earlier. I pulled him back up. I hit him again. He went down. I pulled him back. I hit him again. And I said, the next time you put your hands on me, it's going to be worse than this.
Yeah, that always used to be the thing. Or don't wait till your dad comes home. You won't think this is something. Wait till your dad comes home. You know, like that used to be, you know, you were scared of hell. Yes, everybody, don't forget tonight, bringing back Brenda is on. We'll put Danielle on for a little bit with her Sylvia thing, and then we'll make sure Brenda gets out here. You guys watch her stuff tonight. It's pretty funny stuff. My wife is actually a fan of bringing back Brenda now. I don't know if Tiff goes to bed, but she's pretty funny to watch. I don't know if she's meant to be comedic, but it's funny. So make sure you guys check it out at 9 o'clock tonight. And we have a busy night again. That's good. What are you doing? Birthday sleeping?
Probably. So are you going to do a big do-ha for you too tomorrow? There better be a happy birthday Punisher on there. There better be a Punisher song.
Oh man, we don't do that stuff. We're men. We don't have that. We don't do that thing. Come on.
Okay, so let's make an agreement right now. Next year, we'll do a Tiff and the Punisher birthday because it's both of our birthdays.
Yeah. And then you could go in sun too, like that, like the little cartoons do. You know, that'd be funny.
So I'm gonna remind you.
All right, that's next year. We'll bring it.
I know, but I'm still gonna remind you.
But next year, this time we got to be making 4th of July weekends like a big thing. Like 4th of July weekends like a big festival of type, you know.
Well, hopefully you'll be down here, and then we can just celebrate.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. We should have like a big concert and support this cause and all of that stuff. I think that's what we should do. 4th of July weekends. Because 4th of July weekends, my family's huge. Back when we had family and stuff. But everybody's dead and gone now, and there's nobody left, and we don't have the camp and all that stuff. So we don't have anything really. So we should make this weekend, because this is a weekend that you should celebrate and have a. This is a big deal, you know. We should revamp 4th of July weekend.
Yeah, it's America's birthday.
That's right. We should call this the first birthday of America. Sure, Brenda, if you want to, we can do that. So 8:30, don't be late. Brenda wants to run it side by side with Danielle, so she can commentate. So.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Death. Tell her I said thank you.
Well, hopefully you guys are doing better after watching the show, Dr. Death. Feeling a little better about everything. Because we don't want you going away feeling. Tiffany said the one thing that she doesn't want people coming away from the show feeling bad and all wound up and everything. Well, we wind people up sometimes, but it's got to be laid back and having a good time. And we did that. We do that. Yes, we do. But I don't know, Jeff. What are you saying? You want to go continue on your birthday?
Still want to what?
You want to continue on with your birthday now? You want to call it?
Yeah, we can call it.
All right, let's do that. I don't know, that threw me all off, that whole birthday thing at the beginning. I had all kinds of things to say, and then I did the birthday stuff, and it kind of changed my whole thing. I didn't mean to do that, but you did. That's weird. Strange.
And thank you.
Yes. All right, everybody, stay tuned. Brenda's coming on. She's gonna run side by side with Sylvia Beachy, so stay here. But we're out. Hey, there he is, little man. You tell Yaya happy birthday? He's gonna make you a cake.
He said bye.
Bye, buddy. Have a good night. All right, Tiff, you have a good birthday.
Thank you.
All right, everybody. We'll
see you tomorrow.
Same time, same place tomorrow.
Country that was
Stay
built
tuned for
up
Brenda. Have a good night, everybody.
Our ancestors crossed 1,000 miles over the ocean, leaving behind a past that was negative emotion. When they first sighted land, they all jumped overboard and swam. They couldn't believe they were living in freedom. The government they once had didn't need them. It was tough during the first days, figuring this strange land. Many grouped together and started a plan. They knew they needed something to keep them in line. This is when they wrote the Constitution, man, it was divine. A bunch of men agreeing never lost their mind. They gave us all our freedom, one amendment at a time. And when they finished writing, 39 men had to sign. We have freedom, you can't take away. The Constitution guarantees that. So take your false authority and go the fuck away. The next 200 years came with a price. A bunch of men and women gave the ultimate sacrifice. They did it for the people alive today. You don't hear very many taking 3 times to say thank you, whoever you are, who gave your life, and for their families left on earth alone for their life. Thank you for your gift, the 2025, a year led by selfishness. It's no surprise the government is taking over. It's a friggin' mess. Our kids are being taken by people who must be diseased. Who the hell gave them that power? These actions need to cease. So listen up, you voted officials, we are here to say you need to pay attention to issues, because we aren't going away. We come bearing the Constitution, we'll recite it if we may. We the people is how it begins. The words that follow, you can fill them in, because they aren't true as they were meant to be. You're taking our freedoms one at a time. No one's paying attention except for us reciting these lines. You don't get to take away the rights we were given. Taking away our children should get you in prison. I'm not messing around, it's no laughing matter. Give our children freedom, or feel your teeth shatter. We are the ones who make the decisions. You lost track of your job, we're here to petition. This is your final chance. America doesn't need to fight a civil war. We just need you politicians to hit the door. So do the right thing and leave this city of Washington, or turn things around, give us something to fall again. Give us back our children, not one at a time. We all want them back home on 49. I wander around my head feeling lost. It's been so long since I've seen you, I'm so depressed. I don't want to forget you, so I won't rest. This is my calling, this is God's test. I wonder why He chose this road for me. It's hard to think this is my destiny, but God, you the Creator, you surely knows. So please explain the journey, let's go. You must have faith, that's all. God will not let you fall, for in the end there's a lesson. So keep the faith, keep on pressing. I think about you 100 times a day. It's no way to keep the pain away. I'm so scared of forgetting your smile, so I look at pictures of my child. It breaks my heart we lost her so young. We missed all the tender times, can't be redone. Please God, stop the pain, this is no fun. I know that God has the plan. I don't understand who I am. I do know I have the faith to pray to God from any place. Please God, make this pain end. It's a nightmare that should have never been. My faith in you is guiding my way. Excuse me, God, I have to say, give me back my baby, I'm not playing around. She's a piece of my life. I'll do anything for you now.